Apologies, of course. JP forgets to unmute himself. What is new? Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Singapore for the final race here tonight. And the final race in WRC. It is the end of an era for WRC and for F1 League Racing as a whole. I'm sure a bit of an emotional night for some of the drivers out there, including the man in the Red Bull, F1 Mikey Boy, that built WRC from the ground up nearly a year ago to the month. And now we have one final race under the WRC name before we rebrand here tonight. We will have a special stream live for you at 10 PM that will be explaining absolutely everything to do with the rebrand and the new name and everything else. But it's the end of an era, and it all comes to a beautiful end and a scenic end here at the Marina Bay Circuit in Singapore. We've got Kian in the chat, CB in the chat, Scooters in the chat. We've got Wood Butcher, Khalid, Zach, Edvin, and Doug. And we are in for a real treat. 22 drivers around this track. Marley saying, how long has WRC been a thing? It's, I believe, been near enough a year, if not already a year. I have been part of it since, I believe, September, October time, if I'm not mistaken, commentating for WRC. There have been highs and there have been lows in WRC, but for the past 2, maybe 3 weeks, it has just been one big gigantic high. And we closed the story of WRC on a very, very big high. WRC Online League saying 10 months. So 10 months then. The WRC has been a thing. Marley saying, what is your favourite race ever in WRC? That is a great question. What is my favourite race ever in WRC? I would have to say either the championship decider, and I think it was the Friday division between Daryl and Zasapi, or I think it would be that race between Zasapi and Daryl. They were fighting for the championship. It went down to the final race. Daryl won that day and took the title with it. WRC has been absolutely massive. I mean, for me personally, I could waffle on for quite a long time, but I will save you the boredom and not do that. But for WRC, it has been a long 10 months. It has been a great 10 months. And as I say, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, it has been the highest of highs for the league. And now we transition into MOR as Blake is already repping the new name. Currently with a 29.5 at the top of the timesheets. F1 Mikey Boy, the league owner. How is he feeling in the Red Bull car? The league he built from the ground up. The chapter closing on it tonight. Here at the Marina Bay Circuit. How are the emotions in that Red Bull cockpit? The Red Bull driver opens up the straight mode then and makes his way into the final sector. It's a 1 minute 4.4 middle sector split for F1 Mikey Boy. And how much would it mean for Mikey to get one last win in WRC before we rebrand? Winning the last WRC race, I'm sure that is all F1 Mikey Boy wants. And the best way to win a race is to take pole position. Mikey crosses the line. He's not quicker than Blake. It's a 1 minute 29.6. And he is a 10th behind Blake. That is a brilliant lap from Blake. A 29.5. Nova Piper in third. And we've got 3 of the WRC OGs in the top 3 at the moment. MCL in 5th place. We've also got the likes of TTV Kian, King Fenrir, and Matt Connor in here tonight as an ode to the WRC, the league, and its members. How can the old gen, the OGs do in this session? Matt Connor has invalidated his lap, so we'll have to go for another one. As the Mercedes driver comes through the final sector, Wood Butcher is on a lap as well. Luna saying, thank you for streaming. This is distracting me a little. Always my pleasure to bring you the racing action here in WRC. Hope you are well, Lunar Eclipse. There's Nova Piper in third. King Fenrir goes fourth. And this really is a send-off to WRC, isn't it? Blake on provisional pole. Mikey in second. Nova third. King Fenrir fourth. MCL currently in seventh. Needs to pick up the pace here. Come on, MCL. Get into the top 5. Matt Connor also needs to be up there as well. Luna, I have read your comment. I won't repeat it on stream, just purely out of respect. If you do need anything, do feel free to DM me at any point. Always here to try and help out. I'm very sorry to hear that. And hopefully we can take your mind off of it a little bit with this race here tonight. Matt Connor then through the first sector. Ozzy saying, Jack, how was your dinner? It was cold by the time I ate it, so it wasn't impeccable, but it was okay. It was okay. The pasta bake, it sufficed. MCL, is he still on his lap? Yes, he is. Just coming to the final corner, trying to break into the top 5. Goes up to P7. Austin has raced a lot in WRC before. And this race really does feel like a sentimental goodbye to WRC. Ethan saying, who won the last race? It was Matt Connor that won in Las Vegas. The Mercedes driver, he won in an Audi about half an hour ago. Matt Connor now making his way through the final sector. And the Mercedes driver looking to get himself now into the top 5. Matt Connor rounds the final corner. It's P6. If only MCL was 7th, it really would be a goodbye, wouldn't it? And I must say, even personally, I am a little bit, I wouldn't say emotional, but a little bit like, damn, you know? WRC, I've been commentating in WRC since, I do want to say it's September, October last year, so almost a year to the month. I do wonder how F1 Mikey Boy is feeling. Blake will be the first man to set his second lap time of the session. The Ferrari driver round the final corner then. And let's stick with MOR Blake. Lunar Eclipse says, I'm never going to stop calling it WRC. Honestly, I know I will screw it up a bunch for the first races. I know I will keep calling it WRC. It's just habit, isn't it? We've known it to be WRC for so long. Ollie saying, JP, how are you feeling? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Hopefully, this is going to be a good Singapore Grand Prix. Blake, a 10th up through the first sector, runs it in deep. Somehow doesn't get an invalidation there. That is crazy. As Luke now goes into P5. Matt Connor, I believe, is on his in-lap. Yes, he is. Ollie says, JP, I just got the DLC, so hopefully I'll start racing. Wicked, Ollie. Look forward to seeing you in the races, my friend. Kian says he's letting the OGs down. Kian, currently, where is Kian in this race? Currently 21st at the moment. Not the ideal lap time from Kian. I will send the link to our website in the TikTok chat if anyone is looking to get themselves involved in the racing action. As Blake then makes his way towards the final sector. The Ferrari driver pushing on, looking to break into the new era at breakneck speed, using the overtake boost to the line. Blake does improve, and it is big improvement for the Ferrari driver, a 1 minute 29.3. And Blake absolutely flying under the lights in Marina Bay. Can Mikey try and match him? Can Nova Piper try and match him? Mikey through the second sector he comes. We'll see the sector 2 split pop up. He's 0.08 of a second up on his final lap. On his second lap, sorry. This won't be his final attempt in this session. Nova Piper on a lap as well. F1 Mikey boy then. The league owner. What does he have in store for WRC's final rodeo? Overtake boost across the line. It's a 0.2 improvement. It isn't provisional pole. So what about Nova Piper then? He's in the middle sector now. The Aston Martin driver has been one of WRC's quickest. In the early days of the social races, it was Nova Piper that was constantly winning. He passed that baton over to another man that normally drives in Aston Martin cars named Solar. But Nova Piper has carried the WRC name through the early part of the social races. Can the Aston Martin driver try and get himself onto provisional pole? As Blake comes into the pit lane ahead of him, Nova Piper round the final corner using the boost button. He can improve, but it's not enough. P3 for Nova Piper at the moment. King Fenrir also on a lap then. What does the McLaren driver have in this qualifying session? 5 minutes and 25 seconds left. Here in qualifying, King Fenrir now to the final corner. And the McLaren driver, currently 7th, goes into 5th. Good improvement from the McLaren. And this is very close in qualifying. We've got Bolt Will on a lap. D Ghost just coming round the final corner for Mercedes. Crosses the line. Improves, but stays in P17. NUFC Tilly now coming through the final couple of corners. To the final corner they will now come. And into the pit lane they come. So not improving on this lap then. VB also coming into the pit lane. Nova Piper pushing to try and get back to the pits as quick as possible. And for the last time in WRC history, we go qualifying. And there are only 4 minutes and 20 seconds left of this session. So many great qualifying performances in qualifying in WRC. So many great qualifying sessions. So many stars born in qualifying in WRC sessions. And this to be the final page in the chapter. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of this session. And I must say, it's bittersweet. We know we're moving on to better things and bigger things. But we still do love WRC and the WRC name and everything that came with it. Alexander saying, JP, isn't there one still at 10 but just not streamed? I believe so, because we are doing a special stream at 10. And I do majorly want to shout that out. If you are a fan of WRC, if you have watched our streams, if you've watched our TikToks, if you have supported us at all, please do watch the stream at 10 p.m. It will start at 10 p.m. on the dot. There won't be any delay, I can assure you that. And we will be running you through the rebrand, all the new things coming in the future. Absolutely everything you need to know about us as MOR. So please do make sure you get involved in that stream. There'll be a Q&A section. So you guys will be able to ask questions. Maybe you have some queries about the rebrand. Maybe about what's happening to WRC. So do please jump in the stream and let us know your thoughts. Alexander saying, by the way, JP, I applied for the Friday and Saturday divisions. Not everyone is guaranteed a seat, right? Yes, not everyone is guaranteed a seat. But you will be prioritized if you didn't sign up for one of the weekdays. Alpine saying, JP, could I ask when the next race is tomorrow? I believe it's at 10 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. Is Matt Connor on his final lap then? Matt Connor, he's got a good few pole positions under his belt in WRC. The Mercedes driver in the hunt of one more. Can Matt Connor find some magic in the final part of this session? He saved plenty of battery, isn't going to need that much. Goes to third. Big improvement for Matt Connor. MCL in the middle sector. He's had his fair share of pole positions and a couple of world championships too. But here goes Blake then. Formula 2 world champion in WRC. Has had success in Formula 1 as well. And definitely one of the OGs in WRC. This is his final qualifying lap under the WRC moniker, the Ferrari driver. I can't remember the last time Blake sat on pole position, to be completely honest with you. I don't know if he ever has. But Blake, around Marina Bay, looking absolutely rapid. He's got Mikey in behind him. He's got Nova Piper in that fight with him as well. MCL is on his lap. Mikey just going on to his. Nova Piper will be going on to his shortly. The WRC drivers, the WRC elite, as we shall call them, have realised that this is the final session in WRC's history, and they are really putting the power down. Blake up on his lap again. And the Ferrari is absolutely flying in this qualifying session. Qualifying's now over. Fabian goes to 6th. Can Blake improve once again? Yes, he can. It's by 40 thousandths, but he does improve. What about MCL then? We know MCL is an incredibly quick driver. We've got Nova Piper, who has backed off of his lap and slammed into one of the Audi drivers. Mikey boy on his lap as well. So let us watch then. MCL, a double world champion in WRC. One of the top guys in the league. I had the personal pleasure of battling this man for a world championship. Can he try and take one final pole? He crosses the line now. He goes into P6. It is big improvement. So what about the league owner then? F1 Mikey boy. Round the final corner he comes. He can't improve. Mikey will stay in second place. Nova Piper. And I don't know what Audi that is, but they're really having somewhat of a war. There's Nova Piper weaving across the line of the Audi. I don't know what Audi that is. I'm assuming it's long neck. It is long neck. The Nova is weaving in front of. And that is the final qualifying session in WRC over. Blake is on pole. It's a WRC OG top 6. Blake on pole with league owner Mikey in second. Matt Connor in third with Austin in fourth. Nova Piper 5th. MCL in 6th. We've got Fenrir in 9th. Kian in 17th. The final qualifying session in the history of WRC is done. And it's MOR Blake punching through into the new era. Ladies and gentlemen, the last ever WRC Grand Prix, as Mikey in the chat, says it's Blake's first F1 pole position in the final race of WRC's history. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the final Grand Prix in WRC's history, the Singapore Grand Prix, is up next. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. I do just want to quickly say, this isn't the final race in the league's history. We are just rebranding. We're not going anywhere. The league isn't just going to disappear. We're just rebranding. And Ollie Southall reminding me, what a story this is for Blake and for WRC. In the first ever qualifying session in WRC, Blake qualified last. In the last ever qualifying session in WRC, Blake qualifies first. The stories just write themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, you Gunners, saying, is it just changing name, nothing else? Pretty much. Pretty much. MOR Blake then on pole position. F1 Mikey Boy in second place as Lunar Eclipse comes in with the hand heart. Thank you very, very much, Luna. All of us at WRC do genuinely really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Willing the drivers on. It's an all-elite top 6. Mikey in second, the league owner. What is going through this man's mind in second place? I'm sure the only thing going through Mikey's mind is he is so determined to win the final race in the league that he created. But Blake, the story's already written for this man. Is he able to try and get through and win from pole? We line up on the grid then, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit of a sad one. It's a bit of a bittersweet one. The final race in WRC is about to get underway. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers here in Marina Bay, and we can go racing for one final time as WRC. Blake gets away well from pole position, then into turn 1. I think that's CB that got spun around into the first corner. Wood Butcher, also with a bad start, is backwards at turn 1. Mikey in second then. Matt Connor in third. Nova Piper in fourth. Fighting away with Austin. MCL in 6th with King Fenrir up into 7th place. As we make our way now with Austin. MCL involved in the fight as well. As we've got a virtual safety car deployed in this race. It was Butcher and Bowmaster that had bad starts. Harvey also picking up some damage as well then. It is Blake that leads in Singapore. And from what I can see on the all-time winners list, Blake has never won a race. I'm sure Ollie Southall can confirm that for me. But I don't think Blake has ever won an F1 race in WRC. He takes his first ever pole position in the final race. Can he also take his first win? Mikey is running in second. Matt Connor in third. It's an all-elite top 7 now in WRC. Virtual safety car is still out. Ollie saying correct. Blake has never won in Formula 1 machinery. The final race in WRC. Is it going to be the beginning of the Blake era? We've got Jay in the Twitch chat. Welcome in, Jay. As we go back to green flag racing then, it is Blake that leads the Singapore Grand Prix. F1 Mikey Boy in second place. Matt Connor in third after starting on the hard compound tyres. Nova Piper is fourth. Austin in fifth on the mediums as well. As MCL is all over the back of the V-Carb. Is MCL able to get through? The answer to that particular question for now is no. We're expecting a one-stop strategy in this race. As CB is all over the back of MCL too. It was only a virtual safety car, Jay. As Matt Connor is falling off the back of Mikey and Blake, the two leaders, as we go under the bridge. Or over the bridge, should I say. Matt Connor currently in third, falling back from Mikey and Blake, who are in first and second place. Mikey running a little bit wide there, may have picked up a warning for that particular excursion. We've got a yellow flag in the middle sector. I believe that's Harco Bandit that has had a bit of a moment. And it is Harco Bandit who is dropping a lot of positions down to 19th place. As we end lap 3 then. Blake leads here in Singapore. Mikey in second place, trying to challenge him. Mikey getting the fastest lap of the race as Harco Bandit is round again. Has reset to track, but has got big damage. No front wing for Harco Bandit. As Nova Piper runs in fourth then. MCL and Austin still scrapping away. These two putting on a great show in the early going. Is MCL able to get through? He's burning the battery. To the outside line goes the Red Bull. Austin brakes later. MCL off the road. And when he comes back on, MCL into fifth then. But that fighting has dropped him back 2.5 seconds behind Nova Piper. Mikey still running in second place in this race. Blake is in first. And these two, I don't think have ever really battled before on track, to be honest. And what a race for them to have their first real scrap. Blake doing everything he needs to do at the moment. But it is a long Grand Prix. 31 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. Luna saying a little at Mexico. Okay, good to know. Thank you very much, Luna. As that's another car that is stopped on track. And that is Clyde, who has had a moment, I believe, into the barriers. As that is Harco Bandit in the wall once again. If you are looking to join the league, I will paste the link to our website in the TikTok chat. Feel free to paste that into your web browser and get involved. Mikey a lot closer to Blake than he has been then. The league owner looking to take the lead of the final race of his league. Blake managing to defend it well. Mikey looking for the up and under in the Red Bull. Is he able to do it? Blake just has a car ahead. Mikey not able to get through. Blake defending incredibly well in the early going. Matt Connor has now caught back up. That's brought Nova Piper into it. We've also got MCL back in this as well. This is a brilliant race so far. As we've now got another virtual safety car deployed in this race. And it's not Harco Bandit, it's Bo. Bo keeps on going then. But in 21st place, Luna rightfully saying that Matt really is back in this race as Blake dummying coming into the pit lane. I really thought he was going to come in there. That would have been very shocking. Lap 5 of 31 here in Singapore. Blake is your leader. It's the full safety car, I believe, has now been deployed, has it? I think I can see that on the track map. We'll see if we can catch it as... Yes, the full safety car has now been deployed. So why has the full safety car came out then? I think if they're trying a one-stop, it's a bit too early for the likes of Blake and Mikey to come into the pit lane off the mediums. It would take a long while on those hards. I would imagine we will have another safety car at some point. But is it worth the risk of boxing? I would have said no. But there's a reason that I'm in the comms box and Blake and Mikey are out on track. So, maybe they know something that I don't. Blake then makes his way towards the final few corners. We're under safety car conditions on lap 5 of 31 here in Singapore. Is Blake coming into the pit lane? Yes, he is. Mikey stays out in this race. Matt Connor stays out. Nova Piper also stays out. Looks like Blake may be one of the only men to come in. Hard compound tyres for him. Luna saying, I had an idea, which I want to suggest to you and Mikey later, if that's okay. No problem. If you want to drop it in the Twitch chat, feel free. If you want to have a proper conversation with myself or Mikey, also feel free. That is not a problem at all, Luna. We're always open to advice and to ideas and anything like that. So do feel free. Blake comes out in 11th, and I'll tell you who that really does harm. MCL. Although saying that, I do believe he pitted under the VSC anyway. I don't believe it was just in racing conditions that he came into the pit lane. Lap 6 of 31 in the final race in WRC's history. Matt Connor in second. Nova Piper in third. Welcome in Lily in the chat. You join us live in Singapore for the final race in WRC history. Mikey is your leader. Matt Connor in second place. Blake was the long-time leader, and that story in qualifying, I cannot get over it. For those of you that may not have heard it, MOR Blake, as he is now known, in the first ever qualifying session in WRC history, he qualified last. In the last ever qualifying session in WRC, he takes his first ever pole position. He is chasing his first ever race win. Lewis saying, what do you mean last race in WRC history? We're rebranding after this race, Lewis. And I will urge all of you, once again, if you are a fan of the league, first of all, follow down below. If you are already following, please make sure you tune into the stream at 10 p.m. tonight. 10 p.m. UK time. We are doing a stream announcing the rebrand. We're having a Q&A section, so all of you can come through and ask your questions about the rebrand and what's going on. But please make sure all of you, as many of you as possible, come to the stream at 10 p.m. Myself and Mikey will be hosting it. We'll hear from a few drivers, the likes of BP Ace, MCL, and King Fenrir, long-time runners in WRC. So if you are free, and if you are a fan of the league, please feel free to come through. Luna, I have seen your suggestion as well. We do already have a little bit of a section like that. I believe it's called welfare. So feel free to have a look at that. If you mean something a little bit more in depth, obviously, like you say, you'll be able to explain more in DMs. So yeah, feel free to DM me or Mikey or make a group chat with the pair of us in it. As Luna now comes in with the 27 roses. Thank you very much, Luna, for the white roses. I do really appreciate it. Alexander saying, by the way, JP, what's your favourite football team? And are you a big fan of football? I'm not a big fan of football. Sounds crazy for a man to say that, but I'm not a big fan of football, to be completely honest. My favourite team is Northampton, because I'm from Milton Keynes. I'm not supporting the franchise, so Northampton is my team. Chaviton saying, is it a safety car right now? It is indeed. The safety car is out, but it looks like it's going to be in this lap. And it is in this lap then. So F1 Mikey Boy will lead the way. F1 Mikey Boy, in the league that he created, leads the final race in its history. Matt Connor looking to challenge away. But it's F1 Mikey Boy that clearly leads into turn one. OG Attack asking who got pole for this race. It was MOR Blake, his first ever pole position in Formula 1 machinery. Mikey continues on out in front. Charlie saying, ew, Northampton, Peterborough all the way. No, screw the posh. Screw them. Cohen saying, we love cobblers. Yes, get up, Jack. Shoe on me. Come on, boys. F1 Mikey Boy then continues to lead in this race. Matt Connor in second with Nova Piper running in third. Austin is in fourth with CB in fifth. Fabian sixth with TTV Kian running in seventh place. Maybe looking to make that sixth as there's contact. The McLaren and the Haas into the wall together. It's now a drag race. Is Kian able to try and get through? He's on the outside line. Brakes later. Kian, is he able to make the move in the McLaren? He now begins another drag race as we go across the bridge. Fabian with about a car length ahead and stays in front of the McLaren at this point. Thank you, Lily, for the kind words in the chat. Thank you very much. As Mikey continues to lead then. The house that he built. And he is leading in the final hours. We rebrand at midnight. And Mikey, we have got about 3 hours left in the history of WRC. F1 Mikey Boy currently in second place. Matt Connor in second with Austin in third. And I think it is right to say from everyone that has raced in WRC, and from me personally as well, We say a big thank you to Mikey for the house that he built. Can Mikey try and take one last Grand Prix victory in WRC? I've said it a few times, but it does feel bittersweet. But we are moving on to bigger and better things. We are changing to MOR, as MOR Blake now in 6th place. Matt Connor a little bit deep into the chicane there. And that's going to let Mikey escape a little bit down the road. Over a second is the gap now. Lap 10 of 31. As CB gets through on Austin. Blake in 5th place. Looking to try and gain back. Ethan saying, why are we changing our name? It's because the league has grown massively. We wanted a new identity. And we didn't want to cause any confusion with the World Rally Championship, which is, of course, WRC as well. Blake is absolutely flying. TTV Kean in 7th under a lot of pressure from Luke in behind. Is Luke going to charge down the inside? Yes, he is. There's contact. The Williams and the V-Carb both having moments. Kean gets a 3-second penalty. MCL up into 10th place. Blake now 1.1 seconds behind Austin. Kean with a lot of support in the chat. Blake also with a lot of support in the chat as well. Blake absolutely flying so far in this race. The question is, will he be able to hold on to the tyres? F1 Mikey Boy out in front on the medium compound tyres. It's Matt Connor in 3rd, who now picks up a 3-second time penalty. And the stars begin to align for Mikey. We have still got 20 laps to go in this race. A long way to go. Mikey is still your leader. Matt Connor in 2nd place. This has been an incredible race so far. And it is only going to get better as we continue on through the laps. CB running in 3rd, 3.1 off of Matt Connor. Austin fighting away with Blake. Blake on the switchback. Can the Ferrari driver get through? The answer to that question will be a resounding yes. Blake with a beautiful move up into 4th. We've got yellow flags towards the rear end of the field. I believe that's N9RB1 who has had a moment. Austin now in 5th. Blake with 1.4 seconds to catch to get to the back of CB. Impez saying F1 Mikey's race pace is just different. Exactly that. Mikey in race trim. Absolutely incredible. Lap 12 of 31 then. As we've got more yellow flags out. And that is for Bolt Will and Nova Piper. The two Aston Martin teammates. Bolt Will now without a front wing. Nova Piper in the chat saying, yeah, I guess my internet doesn't like F1 anymore. Nova Piper is disconnected from this race. Nova, let me know if you need an invite back, my friend. We'll get you back in. Jack of Darts saying F1 Mikey is a proper driver. Pure race pace. Exactly that, as Blake does get through into 3rd then and will now be chasing down Matt Connor. And F1 Mikey Boy will get an invite in to Nova Piper. One of the WRC originals. We'll get him back in the lobby. Currently in 17th place, but we'll give it everything for the end of WRC. VB saying he has got wing damage. as we move closer towards lap 13. F1 Mikey Boy is your leader. Matt Connor in second place. Blake running third on the fresher compound tyres. He's now out of sync with with Matt Connor and with Mikey, sorry. We're on lap 13 then, and Matt Connor getting very, very close to the back of F1 Mikey Boy. Red Bull versus Mercedes. We've got more yellow flags, and that is N8, who has had a moment. N9, sorry, who has had a moment. Getting my numbers wrong. Harco Bandit now out, and another safety car is deployed in this race then. We know safety cars are quite common in Singapore. F1 Mikey Boy is your leader. I imagine will be into the pit lane along with Matt Connor. Blake may even be tempted to come into box himself to get himself back on the same tyres as Mikey and Matt. People behind him should be into the pit lane as well, so he should only come out in third place, maybe lose a few positions. F1 Mikey Boy then is your leader. Matt Connor in second. These two, will they be into the pit lane? We can only imagine so. We've got 123 of you in the TikTok. Welcome in, everyone, to the live. If you are new, make sure you're following down below. Make sure you join us for 10 p.m. as we have a very special stream coming your way. Mikey and Matt do come into the pit lane. Blake stays out. So Blake will take the lead once again then, here in WRC. Mikey in second. Who's that staying out? It's MCL who is staying out and taking second. I believe that was Luke M that is also staying out and taking third place. Mikey will emerge in fourth then. Matt Connor in fifth. CB will come out in sixth place as Nova Piper gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. I'm going to call you gun emoji again in the chat. If all you're going to do is sit in the chat and rage bait people, we will just get you banned from the chat, my friend. It's unnecessary. Either watch the stream and have something nice to say, watch the stream and don't say nothing at all, or don't watch the stream. It's as simple as that. There have been a few streams now where you've come in and tried to cause problems, and to be completely honest, it's unnecessary. So, please, chill out, or we will be removing you. Simple. Blake is your leader then, in Singapore. MCL running in second. Alright, I'm off. No problem. Thank you very much for listening. Appreciate you. F1 Mikey Boy saying, who's that, JP? It's the comment ahead, just above you, Mikey. The gun emoji thing guy. Spitball says I've blocked him. Perfect. Thank you, Ollie. Much appreciated. No more negative vibes in our chat then. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, guys. Mikey, while you're in the chat, I do just want to ask, how are you feeling, my friend? The house that you built. The final race in WRC. You've got the opportunity to win it. How are you feeling? Ollie says Banhammer isn't limited to the server. The Banhammer's global, mate. It's everywhere. Thank you once again, Lunar Eclipse, for the gifts. I do really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Blake is your leader then. We are under the safety car here in Singapore. After Harco Bandit had a crash Nortim saying you have a nice voice for commentating. Thank you very much, Nortim. I do appreciate that. Mikey on the fresher tyres in 4th place as Kian picks up a time penalty underneath the safety car. Mikey says, frustrated by stupid retirements, but loving it. I'm feeling proud and excited for the new era. I love to hear it, Mikey. Best of luck for the rest of the race. Mikey in 4th then for Red Bull. I believe both of them weren't intentional retirements, if I'm not mistaken. Harko came in the chat and was complaining about someone, so I'm assuming he got hit into the wall. I don't know about anyone else. Safety car, I would imagine, is going to be in this lap then. Chaviton saying he commentated amazingly like 2 weeks ago when Nova and Blake fought in the rain for P1. Thank you very much, Chaviton. I'm glad you remember that. That was a very good race. Ian saying he's defending like a lion. You can sign up for the league, Nortim. I will send the link to our website in the TikTok chat. No, that's not the link to the website. Apologies. I don't know what I've copy and pasted there. Let's get that in the chat. There we go. Absolutely perfect. Safety car should be in this lap then, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan saying NUFC Tilly for the win. How are the lads? How's Bruno, my friend? Alexander saying JP, 150 people watching. We've got 167 of you in the live. Welcome in, everybody. If you are new, my name's Jack. I'm your commentator. You're watching WRC Online League, the final race ever in WRC before we rebrand to MOR. Please make sure, if you are new, you are following down below. We're on the road to 3.5k. And if you are around at 10 PM UK time tonight, make sure you tune in to the stream. And safety car then should be in on this lap. Doug saying, JP, I'm not last. Congratulations, Doug. Good stuff, my man. Safety car is in this lap then. It will be Blake that leads the way here in Singapore. MCL in second with Luke in 3rd place. F1 Mikey Boy in 4th. Jack of Darts coming in with the rose. Thank you very, very much for the gift. And Blake, when does he get this race? Really slowing this race down. Decides to go now then, and MCL joins him in going. Thank you, Jack of Darts, for all the gifts. Really do appreciate that. A bunch of roses coming in. Much, much, much appreciated. MCL in 2nd place then, chasing down Blake. Let's look at F1 Mikey Boy, who is on the new, fresher tyres. Can F1 Mikey Boy get through on Luke and back up into the podium places? We're on lap 17 of 31. Is Mikey darting down the inside? Yes, he is. It's a bold move by F1 Mikey Boy, who takes third place. Matt Connor now looking around the outside. Is he able to get through on Luke? Yes, he is. Mikey and Matt Connor making massive moves as MCL has been off somewhere. I did think I saw a car going off. It was MCL. So that means Mikey is now in second. Matt Connor is now in third. Blake is still your leader, but is going to be under so much pressure from F1 Mikey Boy. We're past the halfway distance in this race. Blake versus Mikey for the win. Blake is looking for his first ever win in WRC F1. Mikey Boy is looking for many race wins. He just wants to add one more, and I'm sure this would be the most important of them all. The Red Bull driver sets after the Ferrari then. Matt Connor in third place on the medium compound tyres, but with the 3-second penalty. How is that going to change the complexion of this Grand Prix? As down Raffles Boulevard we go. F1 Mikey Boy sets after Blake. He's looking towards the inside line. Can Blake defend it? It does not look like it. Into the left-hander we go. F1 Mikey Boy takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. And that is a monumental move, and a move that will make history. Matt Connor flies round the outside. Blake isn't going to fight that. And Matt Connor gets through into second as Jack of Darts now coming in with the GG. Thank you very much, Jack of Darts, for the super GG. Really appreciate it. As this battling is absolutely incredible in this race. Austin will now look to try and gain on Blake in the battle for third and fourth. Luna says that hurts. I really wanted Blake to win. Well, the race isn't over yet. We have still got plenty of time in this Grand Prix for something crazy to happen. F1 Mikey Boy across the line then with the fastest lap to start lap 19. And the Red Bull driver absolutely flying in this race. Matt Connor, though, right behind him on the mediums. But those tyres will be going off. As Jack of Darts now comes in with another massive gift. Thank you so much, Jack of Darts, for all the support and all the gifts in the chat. Everyone at WRC really appreciates you. OG Attack saying Blake will need a safety car. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another safety car in this race. The amount of close battling. Chaviton saying if Blake holds a good pace and then pits on lap 23 to 25 to go on to soft compound tyres, the virtual safety car has been deployed and Bolt Will is now out of the race. You can see the tyre where Bolt Will has gone in, and it's the full safety car in this race. The third safety car of this Grand Prix. Luna, your wishes have been commanded by the racing heavens. Mikey is your leader then. Blake in third. Matt Connor runs second with the 3-second penalty. The chat willing Blake to come into the pit lane, begging Blake to come into the pit lane. Mikey is going to pit. Matt Connor is going to pit. Blake is also going to pit. Austin stays out on the mediums and will take the lead of this race. Quite a lot of drivers staying out in this Grand Prix. Mikey looks like he'll come out in 9th place. Matt Connor in 10th. So it's Austin that will lead this race then. King Fenrir in second. Jack Plays in third. Kian runs fourth. Wood Butcher in fifth. MUFC Harvey in sixth place. Tilly is seventh with Clyde in eighth. It's now Mikey that has the medium tyres on. There are your penalties on screen. This is going to be a corker of an end. Lunar Eclipse saying long neck, please let Blake through. Blake will have to pass the Audi driver to then get involved in the fight with Matt Connor and with F1 Mikey Boy. Long neck on 6 lap-old medium compound tyres. I don't imagine the guys on mediums can go to the end of this race. I would imagine the likes of King Fenrir, Kian, Butcher, Harvey and Tilly can go to the end of this race. We're on lap 20 then. We're about to move on to lap 21 of this Grand Prix. Austin will be your leader when the safety car comes in. King Fenrir in second. Luna saying my Alpine's doing me proud. Currently in 6th and 7th. It's King Fenrir that is in second place. Jack Plays in third. Kian runs in fourth. What an ending to this Grand Prix we have got. Thank you, JR Goalkeeping, for the compliment. I really do appreciate it. Safety car, I would imagine, will be in next lap. Albon Lover saying Kian for podium. Charlie saying come on Kian. We've got a lot of teams doing well in this race. McLaren, V-Carb, Alpine, all doing incredibly well at this point of the race. The final race in the history of WRC. And what a race it is shaping up to be. Austin is your leader. The top, what is it? The top 7 did not pit under the safety car. Super cool saying, come on, Mikey. Bring it home, Mikey. The Mikey's got some fans in the chat as well. JR Goalkeeping saying, is this on Twitch? It most certainly is. It's the same name as the TikTok, WRC Online League. Safety car will be in next lap then as we just wait for D Ghost to catch up. OG Attack saying this league race is doing me well during this F1 summer break. Keep it up, JP. Thank you very much, OG Attack. Really glad you're enjoying the action. We're on lap 22. We should go racing on lap 23. Thank you to everyone for the follows. If you are new to WRC Online League, make sure you are following. We rebrand to MOR Racing League tomorrow at midnight. So make sure you are following to never miss a race again. We've got 140 of you in the TikTok live. I know all of you are not following, so make sure you follow. We're on the road to 3,500 followers. We've got 3,484. We need 16 more. So make sure you are following and get us to that goal by the end of the night. Safety car should be in this lap then. Thank you very much to everyone for following. Cohen, happy birthday for tomorrow, my friend. We're now at 3,488. 12 more followers needed, ladies and gentlemen, until we get to 3,500. Make sure you are following down below. You will not find a league like this, the quickest growing F1 league in the world right now. As the safety car is in this lap then, Jack of Darts comes in with another Super GG. Thank you very much for the gifts. We're now 11 followers away from 3,500 followers. Make sure you're following. Come on, people. Let's hit 3.5K to send WRC off with a great milestone. Austin will be your leader then. When does he decide to get this race back underway? He's gone now then. And King Fenrir right in behind. A lot of people struggling to get away on the cold compound tyres. Cold compound tyres? The cold tyres. Austin is your leader then. Let's look at F1 Mikey boy, who's already making a move on one of the Alpines. Mikey already up into 7th place. Jack saying, I know how much effort and time Mike and everyone else puts into this league, so well done. It is a real grind for everyone involved, but it's so worth it when you get races like this. Blake has had a bit of a moment somewhere. He's now down in 11th place as Mikey continues climbing then. It's still Austin that leads. King Fenrir second with Jack plays in third. TTV Kian runs fourth. Wood Butcher is in 5th place as another Super GG comes in from Jack of Darts. Thank you so much for the support, Jack. As into the middle sector we go. Mikey boy not able to make the move. Blake now gets up into 9th place. Matt Connor currently in 8th. But Mikey looking to win on the final race of the house that he built. The Red Bull driver gaining towards the back of the V-carb. Is he sending it down the inside? Most certainly thought about it. Definitely spooked the V-carb as Matt Connor now gets up into 7th. Blake on the back of that fight too. Here comes F1 Mikey boy then. Is he going to be able to dart around the outside? He was looking for it, but the gap closed very quickly. Needs to try and get this move done as soon as possible. And it's going to get it on the switchback. What a move from F1 Mikey boy. Up into 5th place. Now chasing down TTV Kian. Butcher using the battery. Not able to get back past. So where can Mikey try and get through on Kian then? Kian P4. Mikey P5. Mikey on the fresher medium compound tyres. Kian has the track position. Blake picks up a penalty. Here comes Mikey towards the back of Kian. Is he going to look to the inside line? Kian not defensive enough. Mikey towards the inside, looking to take the position away from the McLaren. Kian goes off the road and has to settle for 5th. F1 Mikey boy up into 4th place and will now be chasing down Jack as Lunar Eclipse comes in with the Galaxy. Thank you so much, Luna, for the support. Absolutely incredible. Thank you very, very, very much. As Mikey chases after Jack then. 6/10 is the gap between Mikey and Jack. Red Bull versus Audi. Mikey looks like he's about to set the fastest lap of the race as well, while overtaking all of these cars. He is pushing like crazy. 6 laps difference in the tyres. Make sure you are following, ladies and gentlemen. We are so close to 3,500 followers. We need 8 more people to follow. As here comes F1 Mikey boy then. Beginning lap 25. Getting the fastest lap of the race. Getting back onto the podium. F1 Mikey boy into 3rd and is now 1.6 seconds behind King Fenrir. Lap 25 of 31 of the Singapore Grand Prix. And F1 Mikey boy absolutely flying at the moment. Kian and Matt Connor scrapping away. Matt Connor Has he had an incident somewhere? He's being swallowed up. Might have just like... No! Matt Connor with no front wing. The Mercedes driver is going to fall out of race-winning contention. Blake in 5th place as someone's had a big hit into the barriers there. Blake with a 3-second penalty is trying to gain on Jack Plays. Mikey seems inevitable in this race. Now chasing down King Fenrir on the 11-lap hold. Hard compound tyres. Fenrir goes wide. Mikey's going to get the exit. He's already passed one McLaren in this comeback. Is now the time where he gets the second towards the inside. Looks F1 Mikey boy. Fenrir later on the brakes. Little bit of wheel banging between them. Unsettles the cars a little bit. To the final corner we go to begin lap 26. Mikey versus Fenrir. Can Mikey try and get through? He's going to have to go to the outside of turn 1. He's not able to get the car alongside. Fenrir putting up great defence, but now on the up and under is the Red Bull. Better grip in a straight line. Fenrir trying to fight, but runs in too deep. And when he comes back onto the racing line, Mikey boy into 2nd place has got one more car to get past to try and get himself into the lead of the Grand Prix. It's Mikey versus Austin for the win here in Singapore. What a final race in WRC we are having. Red Bull versus V-Carb. Mikey versus Austin battling for the win in this race. This is absolutely incredible stuff. And Mikey looking to try and crown the era with his name. The Red Bull driver setting after the V-Carb then. Is Mikey able to get through in the final sector? Here he comes. Red Bull. Has it got enough grip? Has it got enough straight line speed? Isn't going to get through into this chicane. Has to settle behind for the time being. The V-Carb versus the Red Bull. Yellow flags towards the back of the field. I believe that is for VB. Lap 27 of 31 of the Singapore Grand Prix as Matt Connor has been involved in a moment, I believe, with D Ghost. And D Ghost round and into the barriers as Mikey continues after Austin then. Is he going to go for it into the right-hander? Backs out of it, but Austin goes deep. Mikey's going to get the exit. Surely this is the moment where the league owner seizes the opportunity. To the inside line he's forced. He will say thank you very much to WRC and everyone that has been involved as he takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. Mikey, in the final race in the league's history, leads around the streets of Singapore. Marina Bay erupts into cheers as Mikey leads. Chaviton now coming in with the Galaxy. Thank you very much, Chaviton. This race has been absolutely brilliant. F1 Mikey boy with the comeback after pitting. Mikey takes the lead once more. WRC is ending tonight. Khalid coming in. Is now Luna coming in with another Galaxy. Absolutely incredible stuff. Thank you so much. Luna, you absolute legend. It's not the league's final season, DJC. We're transforming and rebranding into MOR Racing League at midnight tonight. So this is the final race in WRC's history. F1 Mikey boy is your leader. VB is now out of the race, has suffered a crash. And that is a big moment there for the Audi driver. But it is Mikey that continues on in the lead. And I'm sure there will be a massive smile on that man's face underneath the helmet in the cockpit. As with every single corner that goes by, it gets more and more likely that Mikey is going to win this race. Austin doing a great job in second place on the 14-lap-old mediums. Blake is in third. And with the penalty, I believe should still be keeping third. Because CB isn't close enough to the back of the Ferrari. And what a drive it's been from Blake. Jack of Darts coming in with more gifts as well. Thank you very much, Jack. What a race this has been, ladies and gentlemen. An F1 Mikey boy standing tall at the top of it. As he is about to begin lap 29 of 31. The Red Bull driver seizing the moment. Blake looking to try and get P2 then. He's a second and a half off of P2 at the moment. If he can overtake Austin, it will be second place for Blake. What is it being renamed to? It's being renamed to MOR. MOR League Racing. The rebrand happens at midnight. The final race in WRC. And of course, it has to be a storybook ending. F1 Mikey Boy, the league owner, in the lead of the race. Austin in second is going to be under pressure from Blake in the final laps here. Blake looking to try and steal second place away. I am honestly in awe of the racing action we have seen today. WRC, it's been around for 10 months. It was already an incredible league, and then about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, the league absolutely blew up. We now have over 550 drivers in the Discord. The views on the TikTok lives and the Twitch and all of the TikTok videos have been absolutely incredible. And we thank you so much for all of your support. We're 3 followers away from 3,500 followers. Let's get to 3,500 as we are on the penultimate lap of this race. WRC was formed 10 months ago. And what a league it has been to race in. We blew up as we are now at 3,500 followers. What a fitting time to hit that milestone. As Mikey is on the penultimate lap of the race. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for following. WRC was made off the back of Mikey being an admin in another league about a year ago. He decided he wanted to do it his way. He wanted to do it his own way. He left that other league and he made his way to making WRC. 10 months ago, the league was born. And 10 months later, the league shall transform. Mikey starts the final lap then. And this is it. The final lap in WRC history. Mikey racing on. I myself have been a commentator for the last, I think, 9 months. And it's been absolutely incredible. But for this man, imagine how it must feel. He is a world champion in his own right. A proven race winner in his own right. Has qualifying pace that sometimes nobody can match. An F1 Mikey boy. He's the ultimate driver. He's got the pace. He's got the qualifying speed. He's got everything you would want in a perfect F1 league racer. Mikey built this house. I said it earlier and I will say it again. Me and everyone involved in WRC thanks Mikey for the house. thank you for the venue that you built, Mikey. And it is only right that this man takes the final win in the league's history. He will go down in the history books as the owner. But he was more than that. He was one of the league's very, very best. As through towards the final corner goes, we salute goodbye to you, WRC, and welcome in the new era as F1 Mikey Boy wins the Singapore Grand Prix. It was written in the scripts. They will read it for centuries to come. F1 Mikey Boy closes the WRC chapter in perfect fashion. You will not see a more storybook ending in a league race ever again. You can all say you were here. You can all say you watched it. The perfect ending to the perfect story. Mikey, the league owner, triumphs in the final race. The fireworks erupt around Singapore as we say goodbye to WRC and welcome in the new era. MOR will make us maybe forget a bit WRC and forget what this league was like. But truly at heart, there will always be a piece of WRC in the new era. The fairy tale is over. WRC, the chapter is closed. And it's F1 Mikey Boy that wrote the book and will sign off. His signature at the bottom. Thank you very much for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, WRC may be done, but you can find us on the same TikTok, on the same Twitch. We're just rebranding. We're not going anywhere. Almost think of a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. WRC was the cocoon. MOR is the butterfly, and we will take flight into the new era together. Join us in half an hour for the new era. MOR begins tonight at 10 PM UK time. Thank you to anyone who has followed, who has liked, who has shared, who has subscribed, who has gifted, no matter what platform you were on, to WRC Online League. All your support has never been unnoticed and has motivated us to keep doing what we do. It's the end of WRC, but it's the start of something bigger. Mikey takes the reins. I said it before, and I'll say it again. He opened the book. It was a blank canvas when Mikey looked through the chapters, and he wrote the story, page by page. The book is now closed, and it's Mikey's name that will sign us off. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with us tonight. My name's been Jack, and I have had the honour and the privilege of commentating for WRC for the last 9 months. And I cannot wait for the new era. I hope to see you all there. Until we do, take care and ta-da.